Welcome to the Elevated Chat Room. It's your host, Dwayne Malone. And also we have Lonzo Jones with me.
What's good? What's good? Lonzo Jones checking in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today's topic for episode 3 is self-reflection for growth, learning from challenges and adversities.
Yes, sir.
That's our topic for today. And we're super excited about it. We believe we're going to put some nuggets out here for you all, and we hope that you enjoy. So, let's go right into the first question.
What you got for me, bro?
First question is, what are some signs that indicate it's time for someone to pause and engage in self-reflection?
Man, you got some real legit questions going on here, bro.
Boy, deep thinking.
First off, let's kind of hit what self-reflection is, okay?
Yes, sir.
So self-reflection in itself is an internal look and evaluation of your thoughts, behaviors, attitudes, desires, and motivations, okay? So before we even get too deep into this thing, we have to know that self-reflection is something that needs to happen on a regular, whether it's daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, but it has to be something that we do on a regular so we can check ourselves, so we can know that, hey, there's some things that I need to change.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So now let me get into the answer.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
So my first thing is this: is that that is a sign that you need to that indicates it's time to pause and self-reflect when you're having a problem admitting your mistakes. Okay. So if you're the type of person, or you're around this certain type of person that is never willing to admit that they're wrong, then it's time for them to self-reflect.
That's good.
All right. The next one I got, and then you can hit me with two of them that you got.
Yes, sir.
They don't like having hard conversations. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you don't like having hard conversations, it's because you know that on the back end, you play a role in this.
Yeah.
You got some fault in this.
Yeah.
And so therefore you don't want to step into that because you're not willing to see yourself for who you really are.
Yeah.
So self-reflection would take place or needs to take place when you are that type of person that is like avoiding hard conversation. All right, Dwayne.
That's good. For me, when I think about the answer to this question, pay attention to like the signs of just feeling overwhelmed. Feeling overwhelmed. That's to me, that's an indication that someone needs to pause and just take a self-evaluation. Feeling overwhelmed, just seem like it's just a lot going on, or you just got a lot on your plate and facing like significant changes in life.
Okay.
Just something unexpected taking place that just really breaks the norm. Could be a loss. Could be, when I say a loss of a family member, a loss of a job, so many different things, but just really just facing changes. And it can definitely cause you to have to take a moment for yourself to just kind of reflect and to see like what's the next move, what I need to do to get past this moment right here. Those are two things that I definitely feel that is important, because if you don't, you'll find yourself making decisions that doesn't make sense, making decisions that could really cause harm to yourself or someone else, and not even aware that these decisions are being made, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, I agree with you, man. We have to, and sometimes life will make you, life will make you self-reflect.
Yes, sir.
So, in especially when you say you're overwhelmed, or when something goes left, there's a big change, there's a tragedy or something happens in your life.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like sometimes you taking a self-reflection, you don't even know it because you sitting back just thinking about, man, like, how did this happen? How did I get to this point? And all these different things. But we have to make it a point, and we have to be intentional to know that when life is hitting us, we don't need to make a decision based off our emotions. Your emotions are temporary. So you never want to make a lasting decision based off of temporary emotions. Mm-hmm. So that's good. All right. So let me hit you with a few more that I had on my list here.
Okay.
Not good at receiving feedback. Okay. If you're the type of person that is not good at receiving feedback,
Yeah.
you need to self-reflect. It's time to do some self-reflections. The only way you're gonna grow is if you start to receive feedback and accept things, or accept your flaws, accept your shortcomings for what they are, so you can correct them.
Yeah.
So not good at receiving feedback. And the other one is you are constantly criticizing others.
Wow.
You the type of person
Wow.
that just sits there and it's just like you criticize, you talking about people, and it makes you feel better in the moment.
Yep.
But when you really go home and you sit down and you're by yourself,
Yeah.
you know, it's a different feeling, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
So we got to get to the point that we know that if you are always criticizing somebody, then you need to self-reflect. Because guess what, baby boy, you ain't perfect.
Yeah, baby girl, and that's true too, because a lot of times we can be dealing with our own insecurities, and all of a sudden, like you said, we're criticizing everyone, and we're always not really seeing the good in anyone. And what'll happen is you'll feel like everyone is out to get you, or you'll find yourself being in a place where no one wants to be around you.
That's good stuff.
No one wants to be around you, and even when someone is trying to support you or be there for you, you can't even recognize it because of, like you said, just the behaviors that have been put on with criticizing others, or always just doing the most. And and it's, listen, things happen. No one is perfect, but,
Right.
But the thing that we're trying to really bring home is knowing when it's time to do a self-reflection. You know, knowing, being aware of that.
Yeah, if you're always criticizing somebody, you ain't got time to even look at your own life to see what's going on in your own life. You're so busy, you know, looking at other people's lives. You know, so you have got to take inventory and you know what I'm saying, and really figure this thing out. Like, why am I criticizing people all the time?
Yeah.
You know, what's going on with you on the inside? Go ahead.
That's good. No, I was just gonna say, a lot of times it's something, like you just said, it's really something that we're dealing with on the inside.
Yeah.
It's something that we're dealing on the inside. We like some type of validation or some type of insecurities, or maybe someone has done that previously in our own lives, in our past, and so on. And we developed that, not even realizing that we're causing harm to other people and to ourselves. And eventually it'll get you to a point where you think you're winning, but you're not. But then you find yourself in isolation. You find yourself not really having no one around you. And when you start seeing that reality, that's a hard reality to deal with. You know, because everyone is avoiding you and so on. So I know this is a different type of topic from what we usually do, but I think it's very relevant because I know a lot of times there are many people that do this or carry this type of behavior, and not even just that, but sometimes need to do a self reflection, like we was talking about earlier, just being overwhelmed or just not even knowing how to say no sometimes, and to choose themselves sometime instead of just always being the yes person every time somebody wants them to do something, and so on. So,
man, you also have to think about it in this way too. In every role and title that you hold,
yes,
you need to do self-reflection in those. So myself, you know, I am a husband. Need to do self-reflection in that area. I'm a father. I need to do self-reflection there. I'm a coach. I'm a trainer. You know, I'm a mentor. You know, I'm whatever role that I'm playing, as a son, as a friend, you know, as a leader, I have to do self-reflection in each and every area, so that way I know I'm maximizing what God has blessed me with.
That's good. That's good. I like it.
You got some more? What you got on? What else you got on your list, bro?
That's it. That's pretty much it. Yes.
Man, I got hold of. Let me go ahead and run down mine.
Go to your list and I'll tackle some of it. Go ahead.
So you just piggyback on what I'm about to throw out here.
I will.
All right. So you know you need to do self-reflection when you start experiencing anxiety, and you're always worrying about the future. Okay. So you have your doubts about the future. You're not comfortable about the future. So you are worrying and you have anxiety. It's time to do self-reflection.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next one is, you can't outlive your past mistakes. So you hold your own self captive.
Yeah.
You haven't forgiven yourself.
That's good.
So therefore you hold yourself captive in the moment, and you're canceling out your future.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to really think about, you know, when you start seeing these patterns in your life, you know, you need to self-reflect. You got something?
No.
Okay.
That's good. I'm good with that.
All right. Let me keep going then, bro.
Sir, keep coming.
All right. So You avoid making hard decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you are the type of person that, you always avoiding making those hard decisions, you're indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
You need to self-reflect and see why. Why don't you have the confidence, to make these decisions?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not willing to live with the outcome of your decisions?
Yeah.
You can't stay comfortable. Okay. Comfortable is a dead zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Comfortable, you cannot grow when you're comfortable. All right, 2 more, and then we can hit them with the quotes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So anytime conflict arise, now this is just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime things happen in your life, and I think we kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
But anytime conflict arises,
Mm-hmm.
when something happens, when it's time for you to have a conversation with somebody,
Yeah.
you need to self-reflect first before you take that conversation to that person.
That's good.
Because you need to see what role you played in
Yeah.
as far as why this conflict is taking place. So before you go to somebody, self-reflect. Hey, I like to self-reflect so I can come up with a bunch of rebuttals.
Yeah.
So you can already have your answers, your comebacks ready.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, especially when you're dealing with your wives,
Yeah.
they be quick on their feet, bro.
Yes, sir.
So you gotta have something in the back. Like, nah, I got you. I'm already
Yes,
locked
sir.
and loaded, baby.
Yes, sir.
And then the last one is if you are always quick to get defensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're quick to get defensive when
Conflict.
somebody brings stuff to you, or when
Yeah.
conflict arises,
Yeah.
or somebody, like, you get that text that I need to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you got to have those hard conversations. And
Yeah.
then when somebody brings something to you and it exposes your flaws, and they can do it in the right way, they can do it in love. But because you are dealing with some internal things,
Mm-hmm.
you will get defensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was my last one.
Well, even when you were talking about that, oftentimes we hear people talking about haters this, haters that, just because they don't want to take a self-evaluation. So I always say everyone isn't a hater. There are some people that's just bold enough to make the investment of telling you that you're wrong. Where a lot of times people just allow you to continue on in your dysfunction or making the mistakes or carry on with the behaviors that you carry on, knowing that you need a self-reflection. So I think it's important to be able to receive constructive criticism sometime and to be able to receive other people's opinion when they have something to bring to you or to come and talk to you. And like you said, not always being offensive, because I want to stay in a place to be able to grow as a leader, as a husband, as a father, as a believer in Christ, and so on. So in order to do that, I have to be approachable. Yeah. I would say even when it comes to leadership.
Oh, yeah.
I always say, like, you should be approachable, you should be relatable, and especially, just transparent and so on. So
Yeah.
and a lot of times, when we're not like that, we don't understand why people don't want to be around us. We don't understand why people are kind of short in talking to us. And, so I just think all those things is important. And I know it's hard for us to do a self-evaluation sometimes, but it's important. I check myself all the time. I want to be to be approachable, where people can talk to me about certain things, even if I'm wrong. I want to be able to take that and grow from it. And one thing about me, I try to stay around people that I know always have the best interest for me anyway.
Yes, sir.
So because I know that if they say something that may feel uncomfortable to them, but they know it's something that I may need to work on or so on, I trust and know well enough that they love me and care enough to approach me with that. I should receive that.
That's good.
Because a lot of times people forget about the love and the heart that you have for them when they are confronted or things are brought to their attention. So we gotta, sometimes we can have a disagreement, but it's still okay, to have a disagreement, but let's not forget about the love that we have for each other. And when you get to that point and you cannot remember that, and all of a sudden it's like everything goes out the window just because I'm not in agreement with you, that's the moment when you really need to take a self-evaluation.
Yeah.
And just, and check things over, because that's a problem.
I mean, you hitting on a lot of solid stuff, bro.
Yes, sir.
And it's also coming from a place of true leadership.
Yes, sir.
When you understand that as a leader, I have to be able to receive feedback. I have to be able to, to take criticism.
Yes.
And I also have to be able, like you said, to be approachable. I can't stand above you
and
then want you to understand me.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's just solid in itself, bro.
Yes, sir.
Are we? You got something?
Well, I will say this too. Even we talking about leadership, and we're still talking about being approachable, and we're still talking about like knowing when it's time for a self-evaluation and so on. I always say when it comes to leadership, I want to lead in such a way, an effective way, that I'm intentionally trying to replace myself.
That's good.
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm intentionally trying to replace myself, and you cannot be that type of leader, no matter what field you're in. You cannot be that type of leader and not willing to take a self-evaluation, or not willing to receive what it is that someone has to say and so on. Like, I'm telling you, if you really want to be an effective leader, have conversations with those that you're leading.
Come on.
Have conversations with those that you're leading, and know how to delegate.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on. So
you also got to have checks and balances in that.
Yes.
Because if you're the only one that makes decisions, come on now.
Yes.
If you don't have the board helping you make decisions, then when stuff goes left, it's all on you.
Yeah.
And then
but
it's more.
Go ahead. That's a lot of times when people want to try to. Then they want to try to get the board or get whoever else involved once they go left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It's too late for that.
Yes.
So normally when a leader, especially in a nonprofit area, you know, when they make decisions by themselves, sooner or later it's going to crumble.
Yes.
It may take 5 years, 5 months, it may take 10, but sooner or later that thing is going to stagnate and then it's going to drop off.
Yes, sir.
Because one mindset, cannot push destiny and a purpose that God has for organization. One mindset can start it.
Yes.
But he can't finish it.
It can't, because, and I feel like anything that you're leading, if it can be done by you only, it's not big enough. It's not in the direction I personally feel like let's just say, for instance, for the Rescue Me project, if everything I do, if I didn't talk to my board, or if I didn't talk to my advisory team or whoever, I even talk to like the mentors or volunteers and so on, like I really want to be able to grow effective, and it needs to be bigger than me.
Gotta be.
Because if it's not bigger than me, that's a problem. We should never want things to be a me thing.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying?
But that's true leadership, though.
Yes. And so when you're leading in that direction, I'm telling you, when you're leading in that direction, there's time to take a self-evaluation.
That's good. Self-reflection is needed.
Yes.
In every role that you have. Yes. So pause and make sure you engage in self-reflection.
Absolutely.
Did you have a quote for this one, my man?
In the whirlwind of life, moments of stillness beacon us towards self-discovery.
Say that one more time.
In the moment, excuse me, I just not lost my place. In the whirlwind of life, moments of stillness beacon us towards self-discovery. So like in moments like that where we sitting there and we just can't figure it out in our self-reflection, it's those moments that helps us to find the discovery of who we are.
That's good. And I got one that we can go on to question number 2. It says self-reflection will humble you, but it will also help find you.
Ooh, that's good.
Y'all got that? So self-reflection will humble you.
Yeah.
But it will also help find you.
That's good.
Self-reflection is needed.
That's good.
All right, I got question number 2.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. It says, what advice would you give to someone who struggles to engage in self-reflection due to fear of facing uncomfortable truths? What you got, my guy?
Yes, sir. Embrace the discomfort.
Okay.
Because in order to grow,
you're going to be motivational on right now.
Yeah. In order to grow, you got to be able to embrace it. Secondly, I would say practice self-compassion. Practice self-compassion and seek support from trusted individuals.
That's good.
Seek support from trusted individuals. And those are just 3 different things that I feel like personally is important.
That's good. So I got one that says, if you never face the uncomfortable truths, you'll never grow.
Yeah.
You'll be living a life of less than, and your relationships will never prosper.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how important it is to face those uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
Because in that uncomfortability, you're going to grow.
Yeah.
Things are being planted. You are the soil.
Sure.
When you're going through those things, you become the soil. You're no longer dirt. You become the soil. Now things have to grow.
Yeah.
All right, the next one says, just because you're failing in an area
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're a failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we sometimes want to avoid the uncomfortable truths because
Yep.
we feel like we are a failure.
Yeah.
Okay, but just because you fall short
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're a failure.
I'm telling you.
So you may fall, you may have some setbacks, but those things do not define you. Okay, they don't define you. All right. So even though you're going through something, even though you may fail at something, you're not a failure. So you got to arise. And like he said, be courageous.
Yeah.
Face those uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
You got to welcome them. If you welcome the uncomfortable truths, you welcome growth. All right. That's what I had on that one.
That's what you had on that. So, and I'll repeat the question again. It says, what advice would you give to someone who struggles to engage in self-reflection due to the fear of facing uncomfortable truths? You know, the first thing come to my mind, just for example, when we were speaking at the school the other day, and I was telling the story about me and my wife going out to eat.
Yeah. Tell it again. Tell them the story.
So there was a story where my wife and I, we were getting ready to go on a date. So we went out to eat to a restaurant located in our area. And I remember as we was leaving, there was an older gentleman and his wife. They were walking to their automobile. And as they was walking, I was watching. I noticed him go over to her side of the car and open the door for her and let her inside of the door. To let her inside of the car, excuse me. And so in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking like, I hope my wife don't think I'm gonna do this for her, you know, in my mind. And so I kind of tried to act like I didn't see it, right? And so as I began to get in my car, I looked through my window, my front windshield, and through the passenger window, and this older gentleman comes over there and opened my door to let my wife in. Opened my wife's door to let her in.
Wow.
I mean, listen. It was embarrassing, everything that you can possibly think of. And my wife, she was like, you should be this small. You know what I'm saying? And, but it was embarrassing. But at the same time, so I thought about it because I'm a deep thinker. And so when I was thinking about it, I thought I never seen it modeled in front of me.
Okay.
I never seen my father open the door for my mom or anything like that. But then when me and my wife was having conversations, she was saying also that she's never seen it. So she's never had it modeled in front of her. Mm-hmm. So what happened was she never required it. She never expected it because she never seen it. And I never knew to do it because I never seen it. So I said all that to say that was a moment where I'm gonna be honest, when it was time to open the door, whatever, that fear and all those different kind of things. Because in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking like, I know what my wife thinking. I know what she thinking, you know. But I couldn't make myself open that door. Yeah. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't make myself open that door. And so, but it was uncomfortable, but like I had to deal with that truth. I had to deal with that. And me and my wife, we had the conversation about it, and I've been opening the door for ever since. So go all to say, once you embrace those uncomfortable moments and those struggles and so on, it becomes something beautiful and it helps you to grow. And it has made our marriage stronger just for me to be able to do things like that and so on. But it didn't feel good. There was fear with the situation. There was, I struggled with that right there. Even as I began to start opening the door for my wife, it was always that thing in the back of my head where I had a little prideful thing, I guess you could say. But then it got easier and easier. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I want to say when it comes to that question right there. What advice would you give someone that struggles to engage in self-reflection? Like, just be honest with yourself when the way that you do for other people, the way that you would want people to do for you, be willing to do that for someone else, and so on. So that's kind of just, what I feel about that.
Yeah. So one thing that you said that really stood out,
yes, sir,
and brought a thought to my mind, and I had to write it down. It was basically saying, like, don't beat yourself up for things that you have no knowledge of.
Yes.
Okay, so Dwayne was over there struggling with the fact that, this older guy opened the door for his wife.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's never been exposed to that. He never had knowledge of that is something that you should do.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up for things when it comes to facing these uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
You're fearful of some things, but give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little bit of leeway because, if you don't know, then you just don't know.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I will say, too, in the self-evaluation part of it was immediately I started thinking about other things that a husband should be
Come on.
doing or that
Come
I
on.
should be doing
Come on.
because that feeling hurt me and embarrassed me so bad. I didn't want to go through that again.
Come on. Elevate your mind. Elevate your
With your
life.
life. I did not want to go through that again. So that's why I just really try to go above and beyond and just know my role, not just as a husband, but as a father and so on. So it took me going through that, but it did make me a better person. And I can tell my wife appreciate the things that I do and so on. So like that's what I'm saying. Like we have to be approachable. We have to be able to take constructive criticism to a point and go through some uncomfortable moments sometime, but it can work for our greater good.
Yeah.
And that's for sure.
Yeah. And just remember, being uncomfortable is what promotes growth.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You have to get out of your comfort zone. Nothing good comes out of your comfort zone. Okay. So just remember that if you're comfortable in your role, your title, it's time to challenge yourself. It's time to, step the game up. You may be a good husband. You may be a good father. You may be a good leader. But guess what? You can always be great. And then once you get to a great leader, or great this or great that, you can then go to awesome. You can then go to excellent. So it's always room for improvement, no matter how good we are.
Yes.
Because I could think I'm killing it
Yeah.
at something.
Yeah.
And then my son can come in and say, "Well, Daddy, you always yelling at us."
Yeah.
Dang, I gotta work on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know I love them.
Yeah.
But it's like, Daddy, can you like not yell so much?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me self-reflect on that.
Yeah.
Now I was like, now sometimes I'm yelling at y'all because I've already spoken softly
Yeah.
in my regular voice.
And it didn't work.
And y'all didn't move.
Yeah.
So in the morning when it's time for me to wake y'all up, I come in at, 8 in the office, it's time to get up. Wake up, boys, let's go. Time to move.
Sir.
And then y'all barely move, and y'all start, doing a little something. I go in the bathroom to get y'all your bathroom stuff, and I come back in here, and y'all still in the bed. So guess what? You about to hear Daddy voice now. But like I said, though, learning when I should raise my voice.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, we all are a work in progress, but do not run from that progress by avoiding those uncomfortable truths.
That's good.
I got one quote. It says, "The hard truth is what opens the door for your next breakthrough." So the hard truth is what opens the door for your next breakthrough. Walk through that door.
Yeah. I have one quote as well. It says, "In the courage to face discomfort, self-reflection becomes the compass guiding us through the truth's uncharted waters."
Ooh-wee.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
that's yeah. I like
Yes,
that
sir.
one.
Yes, sir.
I like that one. We got anything else on this one?
That's it.
All right, man. Let's go to question number 3.
Question number 3. I'm getting ready to come with it. It says, "What have you learned
Ooh.
from challenges and adversities?"
That's you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not, you learn a lot when you go through things.
Mhm.
They often say that adversity is one of the best teachers.
It is.
So listen to this right here. I learned that as I go through adversity and challenges, that sometimes in certain areas, I'm not who I say I am.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it challenges me to be who I say I am. And in the other areas, it gave me the opportunity to show myself and those involved that I am who I say I am.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in some of those areas, it's like, bro, you dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
In that area, you ain't who you say you are.
Mhm.
Let's self-reflect and let's correct that. But in the other areas, I can be like, you know what? I came through. I kept my word.
Yeah.
I covered this person. I didn't expose this person.
Mhm.
I lended this person a resource.
Yes.
I gave this person a ride.
Yes.
I was there to help this person.
Yeah.
Because that's who I
Yeah.
say I am. What you got, bro?
So that what you said is good. So I want to echo that, but also as well, those moments are teachable moments, not just for me, but for others.
Mm.
They're teachable moments for others too, because there's a lot of times, people can approach you the wrong way, but the way that you respond to them can really simmer them down and cause them to do a self reflection.
Mm.
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something that I've really learned. Adversities teach resilience, foster empathy, and it reveal inner strength and resourcefulness.
Okay.
So, Yeah, so it teaches us a lot of different things, and I feel like when we I feel like we feel better about ourselves when we're able to get to a point to overcome adversities,
Oh yeah.
and when we're able to learn. And so I always tell people this. I always tell people this. If you sit, I want everybody that's listening to this podcast. If you sit and you think about if you're going through the moment right now where you're tired, you're stressed out, you feel like giving up, I want you to be honest with yourself well enough to know that you have felt this way before. But some kind of way, you made it.
You made it through.
Some kind of way, you got through it. Some kind of way, you got over it. So if it happened before, it can happen again. So that's more, that's what helps me to get through whatever comes my way, is because I learned from that. Yes, I did feel like that one time before. I done lost count how many times I felt like that. But now I have the confidence, no matter what goes and come, I just strongly believe that it's gonna get better. I'm gonna get through it some kind of way. There's gonna be a greater good to come out of it some kind of way. And I always tell people that my perspective when it comes to life, to kind of sum up this right here, is it's not an attack. It's an assignment. Whatever the adversity is, it's not nothing that's meant to take me out. It's something I'm supposed to learn from it. So when I develop that mindset right there, there is nothing that can come my way that's going to cause me to give up or quit. That's not an option. This is not an attack. It is an assignment.
That's the elevated chat room, y'all.
Let's go.
Hey, you said so much stuff over there. Hey, listen, going back to something that we say all the time. When you take an L, like people like to say, well, I took an L.
Yes.
I took a loss. Well, listen, that L, that loss is only a loss if you have the wrong perspective.
Yeah.
Just what Dwayne just said.
Yeah.
So that L is not actually a loss, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
Because you can learn in any adversity that you go through.
Yeah.
You can learn in any setback, in any challenge. There's always something that God is trying to reveal to you.
Yeah.
If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah.
So if you change your perspective about what you're going through, your perspective will change everything. But you got to have the right mindset. You got to see things from an angle of half full and not half empty.
Yeah.
So, as my guy Dwayne will always say, I'm surprised he didn't hit y'all with this.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to you, but it happened for you.
That's good.
So everything that you're going through in life, you got to have the mindset that it's not happening to me, but it's happening for me.
Yeah.
Get that mindset. Get that mindset as you go through adversities and through challenges. Now, another thing that as I have went through life, went through challenges, adversities, they have taught me that I need to work on my communication skills, getting healthier.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing that y'all don't want to get real about, is your health. You know that something's going wrong with your body, whether the doctor told you or you just notice it yourself. But yet, we won't take no self-reflection and go handle that. We'll still go about living life the same way.
Yeah.
So that challenge that that has been presented to you through your health, that's an opportunity for you to learn. Learn how to be healthier. What do I need to do? What do I need to cut back? See, if you can cut back food, now listen to what I'm saying. If you can cut back on food and those sweets and stuff like that, you can dang near tackle anything. Yeah. Because food has a hold on people like you would never imagine.
I'm telling you.
They say that it's like the sugars and the stuff that's in the food, like the high fructose corn syrup and all that kind of stuff. They say that stuff is like 10 to 20 times more addictive than cocaine. So if you can shake that, you can shake anything that comes in your life. So once you see that's why people that lose weight, they don't only have confidence because they lost weight. They have confidence because they overcame a challenge. They overcame an addiction. So now when life presents them with another chance, like, oh man, I can get this. Because guess what? I already defeated the giant once.
That's good.
You feel me? Come on, y'all. Let's go. Elevator chat room. We in here.
Elevate your mind. Elevate your life.
What you got, my guy? We going on to quotes, and you got something else?
That's good. That's good. I don't have anything else.
Okay, so I got a quote. It says, adversity introduce you to who you really are.
Ooh, say that one more time, just in case they didn't hear you.
Adversity introduces you to who you really are.
Yeah,
So you say you this guy, that guy, I'm him, I'm her, this girl, that girl, but you don't really know who you are until life hits you.
yeah,
Then you have an opportunity to step up. I coach a lot of sports, and a lot of kids, they may be great or good and solid, in your regular games.
yeah,
But see, what really determines what type of player you are is when you get into those tight games,
yeah,
those championship games. Are you going to show up?
Yeah.
Are you going to be who you say you are?
yeah.
You feel me?
That's good. And I even say too, in the moments of adversities, normally the adversities come so strong till we feel like quitting, till we feel like giving up, and we don't want to persevere. We don't want to go forward. But I always tell people, a lot of times the things that we've been praying for and hoping for is on the other side of that moment. So just envision that there's a door, there's a wall, and on the other side of that wall, everything that you've been praying for, whether it's to be healed, whether it's to be to have a new home or whatever it is on the other side of that door. And the enemy know that. And the enemy know that. You've been doing everything, things been going fine, things been going great. It's on the other side of that door. But you're right at that moment right now, that defining moment. And that's where the enemy is trying to attack you. That's the adversities. But my challenge for you is to keep pushing past that challenge, because what if that moment right there is what determines the outcome on the other side of that door?
That's good stuff.
And so we can't see that all the time because we get so blindfolded by the adversities. But I'm telling you, start looking at those moments as stepping stones. It may not happen today, but it's coming. It may not happen tomorrow, but it's coming. Yes, sir.
Bro, you keep throwing stuff out here, man. You know how people say, man, I'm going through hell.
Yeah.
I'm catching hell right
Yes.
now. And think about it like this.
Yeah.
You can say you're going through hell.
Yeah.
And you're on this journey in life.
Yeah.
And then you want to give up and quit.
Yeah.
Okay? So you stop where you are.
Yeah.
Why would you stop while you already living in hell?
Yeah.
So now the rest of your life,
wow.
you're going to be in a living hell.
Wow.
So think about that. When you're going through life, just keep going.
Yeah.
Just take one more step. Life is a marathon, okay? Sometimes you may have to slow it down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can sprint it. Sometimes you can jog it. Sometimes you got to walk it.
Yeah.
But you got to keep moving.
Yeah.
So don't stop. Because you already said that you're living in hell.
Yeah. My quote is this right here. Take a moment to dig deep and find a smile, because there's always someone else that's worse. And you could always be doing worse. Dig deep.
That's good stuff. All right, man. So let's go ahead and hit it with this question number 4. This is the last question, y'all. We got it moving tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. How does overcoming challenges and adversities help shape your mindset? How does overcoming challenges and adversities help shape your mindset? What you got, Dwayne?
It helps me to not take the advantage of things. Like, and I can give you an example. So when my wife was diagnosed with cancer in 2018, working my job and everything like that, I always knew insurance was important, right?
Okay.
But that moment of adversity in my life, what I felt like it was and challenging, and so on, her dealing with cancer and having to go through chemo and everything like that, there were days that I had to work and do things that I did not want to do at work and put in overtime and so on, because in my mind, well, usually I would go home and just, go in a little early and so on. But in my mind, it was like, oh, this insurance got a whole nother meaning now. This fight got a whole nother meaning now. So adversities, that's really how we should look at it when it comes to challenges and so on, is the why.
Okay.
The importance of it. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when adversities come, like don't let that stop you. There has to be a why. There has to be a destination that you're trying to get through and in order to get through, you have to be able to navigate through these different adversities. You have to. And I think a lot of times the reason why some people decide they want to quit, they want to give up, and don't get me wrong, we all are human. We have those moments. But I think a lot of times when we feel in that way, it's because we don't know or have a clear vision of where we're headed, or where we're trying to get to, of the goal, of the plan, and so on. Because I'm telling you, when you're focused, I always tell people, I expect some things to happen.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I expect some things to happen, and because I expect it, I also know for sure that I ain't gonna let it stop me. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep pushing. I'm
This
gonna
is
keep
part of
going.
life.
That's my mindset.
Okay.
You got what I'm saying? I always tell me this moment is not gonna define me, but it's gonna help find me. I'm gonna get through this.
Come
I
on.
don't know how. I always tell people this too. If I can't get in through the front door, I'm coming in through the back. If I can't come through the back, I'm coming through the top. If I can't come through the top, I'm coming through the window. My whole point is when adversity come, if I can't get in the building in the way that most people come through in the front, I'm gonna find a way to get in there. So whenever the challenge come, you do what you got to do to get into the place. You got to keep persevering. You got to fight through it because I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it.
That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
I know that for me, um, the joy and the appreciation that you get after you have withstood the challenge and the adversities.
Yeah.
I remember when me and my wife was trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And man, I'll tell you, we had tough times. It was miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where she was ready to give up.
Yeah.
You know, on even trying to have kids. And I was like, no, you know, we ain't giving up. You know, and we sat down, had a hard conversation. We did some self-reflection.
Yeah.
And we both agreed, like, no, we gonna do this, and I'm gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help you in whatever way you need. I'm gonna be that husband, and when the kids get here, I'm gonna be that type of father.
Yeah.
And so after we had my first child, and then boom, my second son came, the joy that I have looking at them, the joy that I have watching them do the things they love, and the appreciation that I have for my wife.
Yes, sir.
For not giving up on us having a family.
Yes, sir.
So when we went through those challenges and those adversities, the bond became stronger. Come on.
Yeah.
The love became stronger.
It's good.
So I'm telling you, man, when you're going through things in life, challenges and adversities, on the other side, as Dwayne has said,
on the other side,
there's everything that you prayed for. There's that joy. There's that love. There's that appreciation.
Yeah.
There's whatever that thing is, it's there waiting for you.
Yeah.
But you got to overcome it. You got to keep pushing.
That's good.
So, man, like I said, I look at my sons to this day, and man, I'm like, God, you've been so good to me.
Yes.
You know, and I know there's people out there that are praying and everything for kids.
Yeah.
You know, and in due season, if that's God's will for your life, you will have that.
Yeah.
But in the other challenge that you're facing, hey, keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
There's joy on the other side. Come on.
Keep pushing. So what you saying is adversities and challenges helps you to develop a mindset of appreciation to a whole nother level.
A whole nother level. A whole nother level. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
My mom got diagnosed with cancer last year.
Yeah.
Thank God we caught it early. But when that news first hit you, you don't know it's in early stage.
The enemy try to get you.
And so man, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all.
Yeah.
I live 2 hours away from my mom.
Yeah.
You know, so I always had a great relationship. Never had no issues. Mom has been golden, right?
Yeah.
So what happened once she got diagnosed with cancer, I call her every day now.
Yeah.
You know, we pretty much talk every night before I go to bed.
Yep.
Before that, I would just, you know, I'll talk to her once a week or something like that. But
sound like you had a self-reflection.
Yeah.
Because you realized you literally had a moment where you knew what you wasn't doing at one present time, but then this adversity or this challenge came, it really opened you up to a whole nother you.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
And so, and like I said, me and my mom have always been close, but I never been that son that just needs his mom, you know, like all the time. That just wasn't who I am. I like being on my own, doing my own thing, you know, living away, you know, showing her that, hey, look, I'm good. You don't have to worry about, you know, everything's taken care of here. But yeah, it definitely opened me up, man. And I'll tell you, like I said, we have good conversations. You know, we talk about the kids, sports, what's going on in her life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm checking, making sure, you know, what new medicines you got. Did you check this, check that? You know, what you eat today.
Yeah.
You know, just the fact that when things happen, it will make you, when adversity and challenges hit, it will make you see things on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I would say the deeper the adversity, the deeper you're gonna go in that situation.
Yeah.
And so now, like I said, man, I talk to my mom every single night. If not, she will send me a text message saying, "Hey,
Wow.
good night. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Just want to let you know that I'm okay."
Yeah.
So, man, it definitely changes your perspective on a lot of things. And you said this earlier, it builds resilience
Yes.
and that bounce back mentality.
Yes.
Okay, so as I watch my mom go through this,
Yeah.
you know, and she is bouncing back.
Yeah.
It's giving her a resilience
Yeah.
that we didn't even know
Yeah.
that was in her.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I tell you, she's taking this like a champ, and I think she really did this to make it easier for me and my brother as we
Yeah.
watch her and support her as she go through it. So when you're going through adversities and challenges, and it's you that's going through it, sometimes it even makes you stronger
Yeah.
for the person that you love.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I'll tell you another mindset too is when you're going through those moments of adversities and challenges, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, because what if you're just being used to be the key to someone else's lock? And what I mean by that is that one day you'll encounter somebody that's assigned to you that's going through the same exact thing that you went through, and you have the tools to help them. And I'm telling you, it doesn't feel good when we going through those moments,
Right.
but I'm a living witness that that's one of the best feelings it is when you understand the why I went through what I went through.
See, that's that empathy he
Yeah.
was talking about.
Yeah.
You're more relatable now.
Yes.
You got a story to tell.
Yes.
And people will listen because
Yes.
you're not just telling somebody else's story.
What you heard.
You're telling your story.
Yeah. And I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know.
Yes.
And so I always tell people this could be your equipping season. It's equipping you for something bigger.
Okay.
And so just think about that. Develop that perspective, and it'll be a game changer, because life is always going to happen.
Yes.
As far as, like, when I say life is going to happen, these obstacles, these detours, and so on. But just as well, bad things happen, great things happen too. So don't get caught up in the negatives.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a quote that says, "All good things must come to an end."
Yeah.
Then the guy says, "So does the bad.
Yeah.
So let the good begin." Perspective.
Yeah.
Challenges and adversities help you develop a deep thinking mindset. Okay.
Yeah.
You used to be shallow and not really think stuff through. You used to just, fly off your emotions. And now, because you've been through some things,
Yeah.
you're living off principle. You're living off what's truly important.
Yeah.
You change your priorities up.
Yeah.
So you become a deeper thinker.
Yeah.
Like, what if, I lost so and so and so and so. So now it's like, nah, bro, let me show this person how much I appreciate
Yeah.
him or her.
Yeah.
Let me value her more. I'm getting deeper in my thoughts of how I can show my love, my gratitude, my appreciation, things like that. And then it also allows you to be more open-minded. When you go through some things, go through some adversities and challenges,
Yes.
it should
Yeah.
make you more open-minded to have those deeper conversations, to have different conversations, and to grow. What you got? You got anything else you got something on your mind?
Yeah. I was just thinking, don't be one of the people that just get immune to the adversities to get you to the point where you're negative all the time and so on. And sometimes you can get so immune to it and you give in to the challenges and you just feel like giving up, that you lose sight of the blessings that's actually really going on around you.
Okay.
So, that's why I'm saying, just have that perspective, have that mindset, because that's what I've learned from just the different adversities and challenges, is that when I wake up every morning, and I mentioned this earlier, when I wake up every morning, no matter what comes my way, what adversity come, whatever attack, whatever I feel like that's sent to detour me, is that it's not an attack, it's an assignment.
Come on.
It's not an attack, it's an assignment. No matter what comes my way, it's not an attack, it's an assignment. And so when I develop that mindset, I'm always trying to find the why. why things happen and working the way that they are. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And it keeps me going. It keeps me going. I don't care. Like, I don't care if I'm pulling up at a red light and the red light is green for me to go, and somebody get ready to run the red light and I gotta stop. When I say it's not an attack, it's assignment. In that moment right there, I can get mad or get angry, or I can sit there and say, you know what? My lesson from this, my assignment is, even though the light is green, look both ways because there's a chance somebody could probably run it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where the mindset go? So that's how I look at challenges now. And when you develop that mindset, not only will it help you with a positive mindset, but it helps you health-wise too.
Yes.
Because trying to hold on to negatives and challenges and oh, this just happened. Oh, this just happened. I just went through this and so on. It drains you.
That's self-defeating mindset.
Yes, and I'm telling you, it affects you in so many different ways. Your blood pressure, and I'm telling you, so many different ways. And not just that, but remember this: your attitude is contagious.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So you also, how does overcoming challenges and adversities help shape your mindset? It promotes confidence and a mindset to succeed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we said this earlier. The moment that you have overcame something,
yes, sir,
and you have conquered something,
yes, sir,
now you know you are a conqueror.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, you are looking to do more. You're looking to face more challenges. And the next one is, as Dwayne said earlier, it creates a new level of empathy and you become more relatable. Yes, now, when you're telling your story, people can gravitate to it. You know, people don't look at you as, you know, someone that knows it all or has it all, because we all got a story. We all been through something. We all have faced challenges. We all have things that we have overcame. So as we continue to go forward, man, we just got to make sure that we're locked in, that we keep the right perspective. Now, if you run from the pain of progress, you will weaken your ability to overcome and withstand life's challenges. So you can't run from the pain. Okay, pain is temporary. One of the speakers I listen to, E.T., he says pain is temporary. It may last for an hour. It may last for a day. It may last for months. But sooner or later, that pain will subside and something else has to take its place. So the question is, what is going to take its place? Now, pain has a purpose. Okay, check this now. Pain has a purpose. And that purpose is to push you to your purpose. So pain has a purpose to push you to your purpose. And you've got to grow through what you go through. You got to grow through what you go through. Pain has a purpose.
That's good.
Let it push you to your purpose.
That's good.
Man, I didn't hit him.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's it.
What you got, dog?
So I guess we're on the quotes then, right?
Yeah, I just gave my quote.
Okay, here we go then. In the face of adversity, our mindset becomes the sculpture shaping our destiny, carving our resilience from the stone of challenges.
Bro, you got some real heavy quotes.
Yeah, y'all soak that up. Y'all soak that up. But yeah, that's it. That's it. It shapes our mindset. So that's it. I love this episode. I felt like this episode was needed in a time like this. So I challenge you to really just put this on a replay.
Okay.
Listen to the tools that we have given in this episode. I feel that it'll be very beneficial because, like I said, life is going to always give you challenges, but use them as stepping stones.
So what we talked about today, self-reflection for growth, learning from challenges and adversities. So we know that life is going to hit. Life is going to throw challenges and adversities. As long as you're breathing the breath of life, you're going to go through some things. So self-reflect.
Yeah.
Humble yourself enough to self-reflect. Take advice. Seek advice when things are going on in your life.
It's good.
Link up with a mentor.
Yeah.
You know, they say that the same mind that created the problem doesn't possess the power to get you out of it. Mm-hmm. So you need to link up with somebody that has a little bit of a higher thinking in that area than what you do.
Yeah.
And then we talked about, you know, creating that mindset once you overcome challenges and adversities. We would like for you guys to, share, what type of things has shaped your mindset.
Yeah.
Once you overcame the challenges.
Absolutely.
Tell us what self-reflection looks like to you. If you want to share a quote that you guys have, like questions, comments,
Yeah.
share, like. This is a new podcast, so we're trying to get our name out there, and it's not for us.
Yeah.
It's for the people. I mean, we're doing this, to reach back out to the community,
Yeah.
and just give people some tools, some nuggets, and some jewels that they need to live the life that God has created them to live. This is the Elevated Chat Room.
Chat room.
Elevate your mind, elevate your life.